Hello writerly friends, and good morning. Welcome to a day in the life of a mommy author vlog. We will be doing fantasy writing today, world building, all kinds of fun stuff. So I have to wash the dishes. I have a crazy amount of laundry to do as well, and then after lunch I'm really hoping I can just sit down and just write. I did not write yesterday, but Monday morning I wrote, and I only got about 20 minutes in, but I got started on a new project. Like, I'm not going to talk about it right now because I have things to do, but I can't wait to talk to you about it later. I'm going to give you all the details on it in a minute. But I went ahead and started a project on Monday, and I want to dig into that. I also have some more businessy self-publishing type work. I have to update my website for my book because Little Hood came out, my second novel came out on Saturday, but there was a lot of hullabaloo going on because I could not get the paperback to cooperate with KDP. The ebook finally came out, and it's fine, it's out, and it's great, links below. But I'm still struggling with the paperback, and with all that mess going on, I never got around to updating my website. So I need to go update my website, and I need to work on getting the paperback out. But that's stuff that I think I can do more in the evening while my husband is home playing with the kids. And I would rather save that more alone time, me time, for my actual, like, working on my new project. So I'm going to go get started on that stuff. I'm going to take you guys along with me. Probably not the washing dishes because I doubt you guys want to see me just stand there and wash dishes. But I'll get back to you in a couple hours when I sit down to work on the writing, and we will talk about my special new project. All right, let's go. What do you think? Do you think Mommy can write now? Will you go to sleep so Mommy can write? Let's see. Nope. Look, it's okay. It's okay. This is why Mommy does not get writing time. Are you going to hang out with me, or what are you going to do? You go play? No? Well, we have a tag-along today. Obviously, it's not the same day. I was starting to spiral quickly toward the end of the night, just ready to be done. just ready to actually sit down and focus on my writing and not worry about anything else. So I did that, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to save the final part of the video for a later time because I cannot form cohesive sentences right now out of my mouth. So here we are, new day, but I am still excited to be sharing with you guys the project that I started on Monday. As you saw in the footage, I had a page that I titled Mythology Short Story Number 1. And that is the part that I'm going to explain to you now. So if you guys remember, back in July, I had figured out this really cool mythology for my Coastlander world and for the universe outside of it, and this myriad of worlds that are there, and all these peoples and creatures and things that live beyond the realm of like flesh and blood, and just a very exciting supernatural realm beyond that I was very excited about. About the same time, a few friends of mine in different occasions mentioned to me that they had received advice from other authors, or they had read from other authors, that it was a good idea as a self-published author to be putting out a lot of short stories every year on your website in addition to whatever novels you're putting out. It helps keep your name out there. It helps keep you inspired as you see, progress on your own projects. And then in the end of the year, you put them all in an anthology. Yes. You put them all in an anthology, you can sell that as a full novel too, like a paperback. So I've been thinking about it, but I was like, you know what, I don't know if I want to do short stories because I'm so long-winded. I've never done them successfully before outside of like school projects and mini projects. It's like, the idea sounds good, but I don't know what I would write about. And then the idea suddenly hit me. You have this full mythology, Joanna, and then you have this history that you're going crazy into detail for, because I love going crazy detailed into the history of the worlds that I make. Why don't you just draw your stories from that? And then when you decide to release them onto your website, whether for free or 99 cents or whatever, your readers will be reading about the world that you are fixing to set an entire series on. And then people who just find the series can go back and read all about the world and the universe and so on and so forth. I was like, wow, okay. So rather than feeling like I'm strictly doing this for business, now all of a sudden I have all this inspiration, all these ideas for the stories, because it's from stuff that I already love and stuff that I'm already working on, building toward the series that I've been trying to write and have been loving on for, golly, almost 20 years. We're going to pretend I didn't just say that part. Haha. So that is what I started working on Monday. I pulled my very first story idea. Actually, I will show you. This is going to be my short story notebook, because I'm going to write these books by hand, these short stories by hand, as much as I can, and then type them up afterward as part of my editing process. We'll talk about that more in a later episode, but if I can find the paper here. So I have this entire list, and I'm not going to let you see but there, woo, there it is. But I have a list of, I think I had counted up like 10 or 12 ideas. The majority at this point are from the mythology and some of the other worlds within the mythology, because, spoiler alert, there are actually potentially other series coming about other worlds and other universes or galaxies or whatever you want to call them within this universe. So yeah, just throwing that out there. It's a possibility. We're looking into it. We'll see what happens. But the majority right now are from the mythology, and then eventually, as I start working more in depth on the history, I want to start pulling out more ideas and try to incorporate as much of a personal connection as I can to them, like really make it personal to me, each one, so that I feel a real connection with the world and with all the peoples and all the lands and creatures and so on and so forth. I don't want to set myself up for failure by saying I'm going to do this. My dream, let's put this instead of goal, it's my dream. My dream is to write one short story a month and release one a quarter. We'll say for now I'm going to release one a quarter, in the event that I end up not liking most of my stories, which is possible though not probable. And I'm starting with, and I will be able to tell you a little bit about this one. I'm going to have to refigure how to say this, but I'm starting with the arrival to our universe, this universe that the Coastlander Project world is in, of the evil bad guys from another universe, from the perspective of a Sentinel character who's like set up to alert the big boss guy if things should go awry. So it's gonna be really interesting. It's not gonna be very long. In fact, I estimated it at about it's probably gonna be about 4,000 or 5,000 words, depending on how much talking there is. But it's gonna be really interesting. We're gonna get to see. I'm gonna get to kind of meet for the first time I guess you would call it like a creator character. I'm not using the word gods. I'm not using angels and demons as titles, but I mean, you could see, I guess, some similarities there. I mean, it is a mythology, but the character who did make most of the worlds in this universe, I get to meet him for the first time and really kind of get to figure him out a little bit, because I do want to have more connection with him as I'm going to be, writing all of his worlds in these potential, I say with quotations, series in the future. But I'm really excited, and what I did yesterday, not yesterday anymore, it's Friday, I did this Wednesday. So what I did on Wednesday was since I'm inexperienced writing short stories, and I really wanted to make sure, yes, that I gave it the best chance that I could, thank you, was I sat down. Okay, I didn't sit down the first time. As I was doing dishes and laundry, I listened through a lecture on how to write short stories by Mary Robinette, I believe is her name. I will link that video in the description box below if you are interested in short story writing. Don't put that on the couch. Anyways, I was listening to that video, and then I went back through and I made a whole bunch of notes, applying them to my story. And then last night, which you guys didn't get to see because it wasn't in the video, I sat down and I took said notes and I wrote out an outline for this short story. So that was my day in the life writing video and my new plans for projects alongside of Project Coastlander. They're technically, I think, still part of it. Do not give me a paper cut on my nose, please. It's just not the actual drafting of those books. I think it's going to be hugely helpful to me in my world building, to be able to learn more about, again, the peoples and the lands and the history and the cultures as they develop. It'll give me more insight as I begin really developing some languages, which I very certainly will not go super in depth into that. I am no Tolkien. But it will then allow me at least to be able to get a feel for them and what I want to do with them. And yeah, I'm really excited about that aspect. And hopefully what that means is that by the end of this year, or maybe spring of next, I'll have figured enough out about the world that I'll really begin to be able to get into the plotting for the Coastlander books, which I feel like I also should say at this point, I actually did receive some huge insight while listening to additional lectures in that series from Brandon Sanderson on plotting, that I think just fixed a giant plot hole that I knew was coming in book 1 of this series. I just basically figured out the ending, which is very exciting to me, because now I know where I'm going. I can figure out all the rest, either in outlining or as I get there, we'll see. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you did like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps with those crazy YouTube algorithms, and of course, subscribe to see more mommy author and fantasy writing and world building and all that kind of content. If you want to know anything more about me or my books or whatever, all the links are in the description box below, social media, website, etc. And yeah, I'm going to go take care of this guy, and I will see you guys in another writing video. I love you all. Have an amazing rest of the weekend writing. Bye. Think we should go now? You're going to lose that. No, you're going to lose that.